Now we're gonna get our party audio set up. Want a little bit more engine sound. Just put it in the middle. I can adjust it. Second. Damn. See, look at that. Look at what Corey can run. And that's not even the fastest. I've seen people run faster. I'm so mad at myself. I could. Well, I don't know if I can get to the pole time. But...
Alright, send me an invite when it gets,
Yep. Oh, shit. I'll send you a couple and I'll let you know when the timer's
okay.
Did you get the... Woo! Only 54? Man, that's nothing. No, I'm kidding. It's fucking workout at this track. I'm gonna be sweating by lap 10. What? I just hope I don't get it destroyed early, yeah. Get the stream going.
Oh, piss. Remind the pace lap.
6. Oh, we got a pace lap. 3. Hello YouTube, welcome to Veedverks Outlaws playoff race number 3 here at the Charlotte Roval. It's not the usual channel I stream on, and it's not the usual thing I do. Usually I'm up top commentating these races, but it's the Charlotte Roval. It's a fun track. I needed to get behind the wheel for this one. A lot of fun. So 54 laps around this 2.4 mile road course.
We're going green. Ready? Hammer down, green's out.
Are we double file all the way around? I'm up to the view.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Veedverks Cup Outlaw Series as we come at you for race number 3 from round number 1 here at the Roval. As we come around on the pace lap, we take a look, we see here on the front row we have the 22 and the 78 with Emerson in the sub-row driving for me tonight. Row number 2 is going to be the number 1 of Party People and the number 88 of Too Fast. He has been the hot newcomer here as of late, running last couple of weeks here. Really strong starts. Got second place 2 weeks ago and then was our winner last week. See behind him is the number 20 of Miz. We'll take a look back to the rest of the field as everyone's getting lined up together on the pace lap here. And it should be an exciting race.
Gave any damage to anybody there?
It should be an exciting race here tonight. We always expect the 22 to be strong at the road courses. And Party in the 1 car has been strong here the last few of them.
I'm going to pit on the start here, so spot can be taken.
We see Emerson with a nice qualifying effort up front there. It looks like he's going to drop to the back and got some damage on the pace lap. And we see him all lined up, getting ready. They should be going green this time as we see the field doubling up for turns 3 and 4.
Stay right.
And it should be an exciting race. 10 laps here for this first stage as they come through the chicane on the front stretch, take the green flag. Green flag is out. 22 gets a good jump
10 to go.
for Corey going into turn number 1. Party's going to try to stay there on the outside. Isn't able to hold on to it. Takes a quick look inside of Corey. Falls back in line as they come through. Heading in towards turn 3 as they come work the infield for the first time. And we see the 22 and Corey gets a nice little jump on the field with the 1 and the 88 right there with him at the start. And then a little bit of a gap further back to the 2 car. We see the 78 on the pit road early fixing his damage. Further back behind the 2. Oh, we see the 9 car way off the pace as he goes through the infield. Maybe some internal issues mechanically, so we'll have to check on that, see if they're able to finish as we see some heavy damage on the front end. Meanwhile, mid-pack, we see the 24 of Jaywood also off the pace. Makes you wonder if maybe there could be an issue with the Hendrick cars under the hood. As we see
It's
2 out of the
fast.
3 that are currently
I
running
knew
in the
it,
race,
but I didn't have
way off the
my
pace
party
towards the
audio
back
off.
of the pack.
Sorry about
13
Oh
controller.
no.
Oh, we have some trouble in the inner loop there. It looks like the 20 and the
You reckon
95
the
get
bus
together and
I
collect the
think that's
13
probably.
and the 24. We'll see if they get going or. So far, it looks like all drivers are rolling. And it looks like we'll stay under green.
You
Here
called
we
it.
see the 2.
When nobody's calling it.
Here we see the 2 car of Trans
I'm
Am
not
as he
in it.
works through Heartburn turn, starting towards the infield for the second lap. So it's definitely been exciting. We see the 95 here with some heavy front end damage, but he continues on. Meanwhile, up front, it looks like the 22 of Corey has gotten up to about a 6-7 car length lead over the number 1 of Party People. Party looks like he stretched it out maybe 5 car lengths over the number 88. Too fast as they pretty much gapped the field and kind of checked out, especially with that early action. Here we see something interesting as the 88 runs through turns 1 and 2 on the apron of the racetrack. Meanwhile, the 22 and the 1 run up there in the lower groove of the racetrack. We'll have to see if that's any kind of advantage. Looks like it's kind of hurting him right now as he's falling off, but Party's getting a big run through turns 3 and 4 as he comes after Corey to try to take the lead. Heading towards the chicane on the front stretch in the braking zone. Corey stretches out a little bit over Party as they head down into turn number 1, heavy on the brakes. Corey,
Dude,
that was
what?
close, scraping the
I
wall
can't
there
even
in
go through
22.
the fucking bus stop now.
Meanwhile, we see Emerson in the 78 is back out on track after his early pit stop. He closes in on the pass that comes around the 20 car. Went out of the bus stop, heading into that oval 3 and 4, and he's working on closing in on the 13 of controller right now as they head down the front stretch through the chicane. 13 gets into the wall on the inside, comes back, hits the outside. A little bit of contact there with the 78 of Emerson, but he's able to keep his car going.
Said he wins the race.
Looks like all cars are still running. Here we have a challenge for the lead as Party looks to the inside of Corey through NASCAR 1 and 2, heading down towards the backstretch in the bus stop.
That's not going to help.
I'm not sure what happened, if Corey had a slip there or if Party just did really good through the infield, but he gets a big lead on Corey coming out, heading through NASCAR 3 and 4 as they come out of the backstretch chicane and head towards the front stretch chicane. Party gets a good run through there. He hits it nice and straight and smooth, comes across the line, but Corey's catching back up a little bit in the 22 as they dive into turn number 1. Come through turn 1, 22 washes out a little bit, but he gathers it back up as the number 1 pulls away a little bit more, heading into turn 2, coming out of turn 2, working the infield as they head in turns 3 down towards the hairpin at turn number 4. We'll see if Corey's able to outbrake Party in the number 1, or Party's able to hold on. As they work towards the final section of the infield, we see Party a little bit of a slip there coming out as we see a car off of the grass. In front of him is Cracker in the 9, but he gathers it up, no issues, and they keep going. Party in the 1 stays down towards the low side. Corey in the 22 is going to get a run on the high side, ducks down to the inside, falls in line behind the number 1 of Party People. As they come out of turn 2, Cracker way out of shape as he slides back up across the track. Party in the 1 goes all the way hard hit on the inside wall as he tries to make an evasive action. Corey jumps out with the lead, 88 of Too Fast, up to second place. Party gets rolling again, but he's got some heavy damage. We got to expect he'll probably be heading to pit road here. As Cracker got big time out of shape coming out of turn number 2 and came back across the track. Party People in the 1 made a big evasive maneuver there as he cut the wheel to the left and hit heavy contact to the inside wall. We see that he's gathered it back up and he keeps on going. So he's probably just going to try to finish the stage out, stay on the lead lap, and try to fix the car once they finish that here in just a couple of laps. Cracker gives him way going into turn number 1, but as far as all that track position, we'll have to see just how good of a car he's got as he gets into the wall again through turns 1 and 2. That just tells you he's got some extremely heavy damage. He's probably not staring out a little bit. So we'll have to come back and see if he's able to come back from that. Meanwhile, up front, it looks like the 88 of Too Fast made it through there clean. I don't see any damage on his car as we take a look at that. Take a look at leader Corey, see if he made it through. And yep, looks like he got a little bit of a wrinkle on his hood there, but not much. But right there over the right headlight, you can see a little bit of a wrinkle. We'll have to see how that affects him as the race goes on.
Come on with
Meanwhile,
this
Emerson's just kind
gay
of
ass
trucking along.
truck.
Oh, we'll see the 13 out of shape again on the front stretch as the 88 of Too Fast narrowly makes it by. Still doesn't have a scratch on that car. That was an amazing reaction. You just gotta wonder if he actually even thought about that at all, if he just saw the car out there and spun it. We see the 20 having some issues again. It looks like the 24 had some more issues mechanically. We're hearing down from the pits they lost the motor. So we noticed he was off the pace at the start of the race. Tough break for Jaywood in the 24 car. Looks like more troubles continuing for Hendrick as Cracker in the 9 gets out of shape in turn number 1 again. So things definitely not going for them very well. Here we see Party trying to get back some of that track position he lost as he's trying to make his way past the 13. Looks for the inside of controller going into NASCAR turns 1 and 2. Makes the pass and he's going to pull away.
5 to go,
We
driver.
see that Party's can jump back here to him. There you go. We see that Party's trying to make up some of that track position and ground he lost. He works the chicane on the backstretch heading into NASCAR 3 and 4. You see that looks like the 88 just up ahead of him. So maybe he didn't hurt his car as bad as we thought he did. It seems to be back up to speed. Maybe just cosmetic, so we'll have to keep an eye on him, but he's definitely gaining ground on the 88 up there in front of him as they head through turn 1 and start through the infield one more time. Oh, we see the 88 got some front end damage himself, so that explains things. Definitely an action-packed race so far. We've tried catching a lot of the action, but apparently a lot of stuff's going on that we've missed, and that's just goes to show you just how hard these guys are driving. Everybody knew she was going to be a very slippery track tonight, and they went ahead and put that extra time in, and we had pretty much a full field watching for practice that showed up. But as you can see, it looks like the only car that's really clean right now is our leader, as he's managed to avoid a lot of the incidents so far on track. It all started when we had that early deal on the backstretch that had a couple of cars caught up. As we see the number 20 of Miz getting lapped as they come across the line and head into turn number 1. Corey's setting a rapid pace here in the 22 so far. Between that and just having the luck of being able to miss a lot of these deals, he's doing all right and having things kind of fall his way. Field's definitely pretty spread out right now. We see, looks like Emerson in the 78 making a big run here on Cracker in the 9 as they go into turn number 1. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's Controller in the 13. As Emerson dives down, makes the pass, clears him as they head down towards turns 2 and 3. Working the infield one more time. Everyone's kind of spread out right now. So we're going to go ahead, we'll take a moment, let you ride along and listen and see what these guys are getting into.
Yes, are you still on the lead lap?
No.
I need 2 more. It's all the last, man. Keep it going.
As you see, as we ride along with our leader Corey in the 22, this is definitely a tough track. Very demanding on it. You really got to
He's
make sure
coming
you
to
hit
one
all your
again.
marks. As you see, the difference is night and day between a car that's handling just right to where you can get your marks as we ride on board with our leader here. And now we'll go ahead and we'll take a jump back, and you can see that some of these cars out here are just handling very evilly as we See, Party in the number 1 clips the inside of the chicane on the backstretch going into NASCAR 3. Keeps it straight, though. And it looks like he's closing up on the number 20 of Miz up ahead as they come through the chicane on the front stretch. A little bit of rear wheel hop as he comes across the line in the front stretch. Taps the wall a little bit. Diving into turn number 1. He's going to clear the Miz in the 20 car. They go and they work their way through Heartburn turn, heading down towards turns 2 and 3 in the inside. And Party continues his rally back in the number 1 after some tough luck there on the backstretch earlier, about 3 or 4 laps ago. We see the 20 run wide there in the back, but he gathers it up, keeps going. And we see the 88 of Too Fast make a run on the inside, trying to get by him as they go through
Oh my
turns 4,
god,
5,
I can't
6.
even drive. This is ridiculous.
Looks like comes through nice and smooth. He's going to go ahead and get some good bite as they come out of the infield section, heading out into NASCAR 1 and 2. And it seems like this is where he's been doing pretty fair, comparably to the other cars up there in the front. But where they seem to run a little bit better is up here in the bus stop. And if we ride with him, we'll see. It seems like he gets a little bit more unhappy right there in the apex in the center. And that makes his car wash up coming out of the bus stop, heading into NASCAR 3. If they're able to get that little bit of crookedness out of the car here later in the race after making some adjustments when they pit, he should be able to make a run back up towards the front and try to get back some of that track position he's lost.
I don't know.
But we'll have to wait and see as it's getting late here in stage number 1.
That's worth a viewpoint.
Drivers are getting ready to
That was Dan.
come in, and that would be the end of it. 22 of Glory is your winner of stage number 1. We'll let everybody go ahead and make their pit stops, come out, see how it mixes the field up with the different strategies, and be back after this.
Drive safe. Be
We are
smart,
back for
keep your
stage
head on
number 2,
straight.
and we see a new
Ready?
leader up front. It's 88 that's taking the lead, coming through pit
I
stops.
need 10 more
10
solid
laps.
See
laps.
how long he can-
Concentrate for me.
How long he can hold it. 10 laps to go for stage number 2 as they dive through turn 1. A little bit of contact further back in the pack between the 1 and the 22. It looks like everyone's going to gather it up. People all fix their cars under caution, so they're able to keep going. And, we got ourselves a race. We have a new
Left
leader.
side.
It's 88 of Too Fast has
room.
gotten
You're
up to the
clear.
point during pit stops. We see Corey in the 22 runs a little bit wide there, coming through as they work the infield. Get some pressure from behind now by Party. And the 1 as Party tries to move up to second and put Corey back to third. As they work their way out of the infield back onto the oval, we see Too Fast is not using the apron anymore. He drifts up onto the bank, and now he comes back down onto the apron. Meanwhile, Corey and Party stay up there on the banking as they work through NASCAR 1 and 2, heading down the back stretch, heading towards the back chicane. Looks like a good, smooth braking zone. Maybe a little bit of a tap there on the inside. We have trouble in the back.
Whoa!
We have Corey in the 22 and Party in the 1 have gotten together. Corey gathers it back up, but he's lost a lot of track position here on the track. A little bit of damage there on the nose. We'll have to see how that affects his car, but all the way from the front, drops all the way back to the back. We see a little bit of contact there with the 20 as he goes by Miz trying to get his spots back up. But here we have 8 laps to go in the stage. Corey in the 22 works by the 78, by the 13 as they come through the infield. We'll see just how determined this driver is right now as he takes a look to the inside of Cracker in the 9. Nothing there. Drifts out to the outside, off into the grass again. Comes back onto the track. Hard into the wall with the left front. Comes back through working the hairpin as he comes over the hill, getting ready to come back onto the oval. That has definitely hurt Corey here in the 22. Meanwhile, we jump back up front. We see Party solidly in second position in the number 1 car as he chases down the 88 of Too Fast. We have Trans Am has moved up into third position. And it looks like Corey is We have Bombs in 4th, Corey in 5th. Emerson's worked his way to 6th.
No, I'm in 6. I'm just
sorry, we have the
that was a free
20
pass.
of Miz is in 6th. But here was the free pass. You see the 22 working hard as he gets around the 95, heading down the front stretch through the chicane towards turn
That
number 1.
was a great lap.
This is the next car up here on his hit list. It should be the number 2 for his Trans Am, his teammate. We see Party has made a pass to get around the 88 of Too Fast. Now Too Fast is under some heavy pressure from Trans Am, and the 2 is Too Fast runs way wide coming out of the infield, and Trans Am comes around a new second place car. As the 88 of Too Fast has dropped from first back to third while we were watching the action further in the back. As Corey makes his run, we see the 2 is dropped down to the 8. The 88 drops down and follows him. Coming out of NASCAR 2, heading down the backstretch towards the chicane. We'll see who outbreaks who as Trans Am takes it way wide. Oh, and hard into the tire barrier goes the Trans Am. Backs it up. We'll have to see. Loses another spot to Corey in the 22. So Trans gets it going again. Here comes the 78 at full speed. Trans drifts up towards the high side. Now back to the middle. We see the 78 of Emerson getting a big run coming out of NASCAR 4, heading to the front stretch chicane. Trans clips it, and Emerson pounds the inside wall and goes up into the outside wall. These guys, this track has proved a challenge from the drop of the green, and here we see the 88 of Too Fast making another run by Party as he's trying to get his positions back, and just behind them is Corey as he continues his torrid charge through the field. Meanwhile, 88 of Too Fast makes another charge at Party as they go through the infield, heading up over the hill, getting ready to come out of the infield back onto NASCAR 1 and 2. And we'll have to see who gets the best run as Corey has made his ground run in the 22, and he is right on the back of that 88 car, all over it. 88 gets into the wall a little bit in turns 1 and 2, giving plenty of room to the 22. As the 22 dives down low, clears the 88, and we have a new second place car as he continues his charge back up towards the front after getting tangled up on the restart. We saw the 88 car won the race off of pit road, but he's worked hard and he's had some struggles, and it's just been a slugfest at this point. These guys are doing everything they have. They all want to try to get that win to get locked in, automatically move on to the next round, get those playoff points that they can carry over with them, and they're showing it. You can tell the guys that know they have nothing to lose, that have a win and are locked in, or are locked in on points. And you can tell the guys that know they need a win. And everybody's putting everything they got out here on the track today. As we watch the 22 continuing to try to run down the number 1 car, but Party in that 1 car seems to like being up front. He's definitely been a surprise when it came to the road course, as nobody expected him to be running as good as he does right off the rip, especially in the Cup car with the custom setups. But he's definitely looked up to the challenge, taken it, and stepped over it and said, bring me on your next one. We thought Too Fast in the 88 may have been a good contender to win today. But at the rate it's going right now, it looks like we're probably going to have Party in the 1 is going to get it. As he clips the inside wall of the chicane there on the backstretch a little bit with his left side. Gets a little out of shape, keeps it under control. Still has a lead of about 8-10 car lengths over the 22. Across the line as the stage is winding down, and you got to start thinking strategies now. Is anyone going to pit before the stage ends and try to take advantage of staying out and getting that track position for the restart, or are they going to all come in? Tires mean a lot here, but they definitely don't mean everything, and sometimes track position is even more important. As we see Corey in the 22 out of shape again on the back stretch. He gathers it up, no positions lost on track, but loses a ton of time to the number 1 car as they're working their way out of the infield. That 8-10 car length lead is now 25-30 car length lead. As they come back onto the oval, it's going to be a lot harder for them to chase him down here now. Take a look a little bit further back. have one retiree so far. 24 with his mechanical issues earlier. Here we see the 13 out of shape again. He gathers it up, keeps it on going. Trans Am, he's going and continuing a little bit off track. It seems like both those Penske cars keep getting really wide coming through there.
No,
especially in these tighter, higher speed parts of the infield. They seem to be running off a lot. Here we, as we're saying that, we see the 2 Trans Am runs off again, gets the outside of the last part of the infield, gathers it back up, coming on the NASCAR 1 and 2. That's what these guys have been fighting. It's a hot track. It's been slick. It's greasy. The tires are getting worn down, and you're really fighting for every bit of grip you can get out there. We see the 95 of bombs. It looks like he's having a braking issue there. Gets his car gathered back up, but he's got some more damage as it continues on. Meanwhile, up front, you see Party as he continues to turn laps, getting closer and closer to the end of the stage, and you know, that's what he's looking at. He's watching those laps wind down, and he knows every lap that goes down, that's that much closer to one more stage point, and one more playoff point that he gets to carry over the next round. And considering the next round starts next week, that's very important for him. You get to take those with you all the way to the end. So we'll see. 22 is trying to run him back down, but he's still got a little bit more ground to make up. He made up about half the deficit he had before that big slip. But we'll have to see. It seems like every time he gets close, something happens. Either some bad luck on the track, or he just kind of loses it and pushes it a little bit too hard, and then has to make it all back up again. As we see right there, it's back to another 25-30 car lengths just from a bad exit from the infield off to the oval. You see Party in the number 1 makes a flawless transition through the backstretch chicane that lap, and able to hold up a lot of speed as they come through NASCAR 3 and 4 onto the front stretch chicane. Another nice, smooth, seamless transition as he crosses the line. And yeah, you can definitely tell that one car's in his zone now. He's going, yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll jump on board and just ride and listen and see what it's like riding with this car.
Right side.
See, the 2 of Trans Am was out of shape there in the infield. Almost got our leader there as we see him just ahead of the number 1 of Party. Heading down the backstretch, the 2 of Trans Am is fighting as hard as he can to try to stay on the lead lap. Catches the inside of the backstretch chicane, goes up, catches the outside over the wall a little bit. As Party in the number 1 gets around and putting the 2-car at Trans Am officially a lap down as they head toward down the front stretch through the chicane. 2-car Trans into the chicane back wall again as he hard contact. 22 goes right around him on the outside, just barely squeezing between him and the wall as they head down the front stretch. We still see the 2 out of shape as he's trying to gather it back up, but as much damage as that car's got now, he definitely can't be handling very well. And meanwhile, Party is absolutely loving what just happened in the number 1 car as he has pulled another 5-10 car lengths over the 22 for the lead as the stage winds down.
God.
We see the 78 getting into some trouble in the chicane on the back stretch. Let's see if he's able to gather it up. Looks like he's going to gather it up. 13 narrowly gets by on the outside, goes and squeezes by, keeps it going and stays out of trouble. Good job by the 13 in controller there as he had to make the last second evasive maneuver. Manages to not get any contact with the other car or the wall as he keeps going. And gets by, picks up a position as they go on the track. Here we see Party. It looks like he's catching. Who is that?
That's
No.
the stage is over. Sorry.
He was trying to catch Miz to put him a lap down, but he did not. Stage number 2 is over. We have Party in the number 1 car. Will win stage number 2. Stage 1 winner Corey, the 22, finishes second. As he tried to chase him back down and catch him, but he just couldn't quite get there. And so now we have 22 won stage 1, the 1 is won stage number 2.
Yes.
Now we're going to have to go and see who can get stage number 3, the final stage, and take home that all-important trophy and all those bonuses that go with it.
Oh, I'm not winning this unless we get a fuck ton of cautions now. I'm fucking... It's a mistake I made. How to another mistake. Another mistake. Another mistake.
Coming to the green. Almost ready now.
And we're back
Right
to the
side.
final stage.
That's
Green
the halfway
flag
mark.
is out. Number 1 of Party gets a
27
good
laps.
jump on the field. We have 27 laps to go to finish the race
Slow.
out. Looks like 88 is going to get the second spot. Let's see if Bombs in the 95. Nope. Corey in the 22 muscles him out of the way to take third.
You got room.
Further
You're clear
back,
there.
there's some
What-
big
what? I'm
contact
down
going
here.
on through the infield. As we have the 9 and the 13 hung together as they come through. Turns 2 and 3, heading down the back stretch. Looks like, oh, that was terminal for the 9 as he is out of the race. We jump back up front here. You see Party in the 1, working the back stretch chicane. Coming through NASCAR 3 and 4. Now we see he's got about a 25-30 car length lead over the 88 car. But one thing we're going to have in this stage that we haven't had yet is pit stops. 26 laps to go as they cross the line. Working their way through turns 1 and starting on the infield. And that could be a big difference maker. Pit stops, unlike the other road courses, we do have the commitment points here like we do at the other ovals. And as we see the 22 Corey running wide again on the infield and losing ground to the 88. But we do have the commitment points here that we have at the other the oval tracks that we don't normally have at the road courses. The drivers do have to stay on the apron through turns,
No, stop.
the entirety of turns 3 and 4 going into the pits under the green flag. So that can make a big difference in whether or not they're able to win the race or they have to come back in for an extra stop. We see the 88 all over the 22 here as they work out of NASCAR 2, heading down the backstretch towards the chicane. We see, no, he doesn't try to outbrake them as they come through the chicane. It's on 2 tires though for the 88 as they come out heading through NASCAR 3 and 4. And you can see the effect of that as Corey in the 22 pulls away about 8-10 car lengths now over the 88. 22 gets a little bit on the grass there coming to the front stretch, but he's still having a big gain on Party in the 1.
We have the stupid fucking walls down there anyway.
See Party work in the infield. Ooh, excuse me. Party work in the infield. Corey trying to close in on him from behind in the 22. And you see all them tire marks. You know Corey's been trying. That 22 car has spent about as much time in the grass as the lawnmower does tonight, folks. As they work the final part of the infield, heading out onto the track. Coming out on NASCAR turns 1 and 2, heading down the back stretch.
Come on,
Looks like
every
Corey's-
fucking time.
Party's going to pick up a little bit more of a distance over the 22 car. They come out of NASCAR 2, heading down the back into the chicane.
Careful, still
Through the
there.
chicane,
Clear
through
to the right.
NASCAR turns 3 and 4. It'll be 25 to go when they get to the line this time. And as long as nothing major happens to him, you got to figure this is going to be Party's race to win. Gets a little bit out of shape there coming through the front stretch chicane. We're saying that heading across the line, and Corey closes down to about 10 car lengths now between the 1 and the 22, and it was just about 25-30 car lengths heading down the backstretch that lap. They continue to work the infield. You can see both drivers pushing it as hard as they can as they're going right to the edges and the limit of the track. We see 22 off the track again where he's gone off so many times tonight. Party running hard. He runs deep over the rumble strips. Keeps it on the track though. Going, comes through the final part of the infield. Over the hill. Heading out on the NASCAR turn 1. Gets a good run out of turn 1. Scrapes the 8 wall a little bit at the entrance to NASCAR 1. Drops all the way down to the apron to kind of shorten the distance as he comes out of NASCAR 2, heading down the back stretch towards the chicane. Let's see what kind of line he hits. Nice, smooth. Look at that from the hard contact to the inside of the chicane as he comes out of it, heading into NASCAR 3. And everything he made up for distance pulling out, he just lost it coming back in. As we see Corey with the big run heading into the front stretch chicane. Party's able to challenge. Oh, he gets into the outside wall. That's it. 22 is there as they dive into turn number 1. 22 is going to be there side by side. Heading towards the infield, we see Party in the number 1 is able to hold off Corey in the 22. We'll see if the 22 is able to stay on the track this time or if he runs off like he's done the last couple laps. We see Party goes onto the defensive throat, moves down to the inside, heading in, and it's not going to be enough. Corey in the 22 gets a big run on the outside, gets around the 1 of Party, so now Party's going to do all that work again just after getting a little out of shape. Heavy contact into the tire wall there. He tries to make a run back on the 22, not quite there, diving down, gets a big run coming out of the infield. Heading through NASCAR 1 and 2, number 1 of Party people, the Party's up for him. He's going to keep going. 24 laps to go as they head down the back stretch. It'll be 23 to go this time. And everything that Party lost there on that last run, he is coming right back. He answered the challenge from the number 22 and set.